What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for all the feedback on the previous videos. I love doing this, bringing content that I think is really valuable to you. Tonight, we are talking about studio prep for sessions. Tomorrow, I've got a big session with my good buddy Riley Holtz and his band, The Lost Cause. This is a big band. They've got drums, keys, guitars, fiddle. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of auxiliary stuff that we'll do. So the extra prep time that we took tonight to get the studio ready to roll for tomorrow is well worth it. When you get in the heat of a session, there's a lot that's going on, a lot of people that come through the doors. So the better that I can prepare the night before, the smoother the session goes. So we're not going to be able to get into everything that it takes to get ready for a session, but I just wanted to show you how I kind of get the studio ready when we're about to record. The first thing is I want to have my session loaded up, ready to go. I've got my input list made. I know what we're tracking and when. I've communicated with the artist. There's nothing worse than when an engineer is just sort of fiddling with a computer when you've got a room full of musicians that are ready to track and getting anxious. So getting this done the night before is really important, and it just allows the session to move more quickly. Thing is, I've got the input list ready to go in the session. I want to make sure I'm at least mic'd up, or like 90%. Sometimes people will decide to track things a different way. So I've already got the drums all mic'd up. We'll change out the snare per song, cymbal choices. I've never worked with this band before, so I don't quite know what they're bringing. So kind of a nice middle point of like, I'm ready for you, but if you want to make any changes, we can do them very, very quickly. And then the way we kind of track here is everything live in the room. So I have stations set up. So this is our guitar station right here, right by all the amplifiers. So it's easy to swap things out if we want a different sound. We've got our bass station over there, drums, and then there's keyboard world over there. At each one of these stations, there is a headphone mixer right here. All the musicians are able to control their own mix right from the station here, so I don't have to make adjustments in the computer. There's a lot of inputs coming in on this session, so I went ahead and labeled all of them so I don't have to jump over the talkback and someone says, hey, what are the keys in again? It's right here. Right here labeled. I've already got headphone extenders ready to go, adapters, which seem to get lost all the time, so I have plenty of those on hand. Basically, a band could walk in here right now, and within about 5 minutes, we could be recording. I've also line checked all of these microphones just to make sure that they're on, that we don't have any issues with the snakes, that our XLRs haven't gotten bad. I haven't quite done gain staging yet because, I want to make sure we get into the song and it's tailored to what we're tracking, but at least know all of these inputs are working. We're going to be able to move very, very quickly. We also have an acoustic station set up in here. Riley's going to be singing and playing at the same time. We're a little bit limited, which is kind of the fun of home recording, if you will. If we like this vocal, which, may consider a scratch vocal, we may keep it. We may overdub vocals. I don't know, but I have him set up here in the control room, so we're isolated from the drum kit a little bit. Some things that people don't think about when it comes to sessions is people are coming here, they're making music, they're under the gun, so to speak. I want to make them feel as comfortable as possible. So tomorrow morning, I've got to run to Schnucks because it's too late right now, and we're going to get snacks and drinks and coffee and water and just make sure musicians have everything that they need so they don't need to leave and go get things. If they're, getting a little hungry during lunchtime, they can grab a snack real quick. Another thing that people don't think about is having pens and notepads ready to go, whether it be for charts or just jotting down ideas or lyrics. So I made sure we had plenty of working pens and that our notepads are all ready to go. Each musician will have their own. I'll have one that I can make my notes on as well. Having, it seems like it's a bit overboard, but it's really not. You'd be surprised how many times in the middle of a session, like, oh, where is that thing? So being kind of prepared for that ahead of time, knowing where things are at, having things ready and stocked, and having like an Amazon cart that just sort of keeps showing up is really, really important when you're working in a functional and active studio, because those things tend to be very disposable, and I never want to be in the middle of a session and wonder where things are. Last but certainly not least is just having a mental game plan that has been communicated towards the band. You'll see a lot of these types of charts in commercial studios, and it's really important just to kind of know what we've done. We all have a visual representation of what still needs to be done. like I said, I've never worked with this band before, so I'm not quite sure how they're going to want to work, but I at least know what songs we're doing tomorrow, what order we plan to do them. This is actually left over from session last week, so I'll have to erase this, of course, and put tomorrow's songs on there. But just getting people kind of a roadmap of where we're going just helps stay on track and make sure we're not falling too far behind. A lot of these things kind of stay in place from day to day, week to week, but you would be surprised at how quickly a studio can get disorganized. There's so many things that happen in here: rehearsals, just hangout nights, different sessions. And so the preparation is really important for each session. These are just the things we do to get the studio ready. I'd love to make a whole other video on what I'm doing to get my mind around the production side of it, but we'll save that for later. So whenever you have people into your space to record, just make sure you're ready to go. You're anticipating for the things that are inevitably going to happen, and it's just going to make the session go a lot smoother. If you dig this content, please subscribe, like the video, and we will see you on the next one. I also failed to mention just general cleanliness and tidiness. And Zach came in earlier and vacuumed the entire studio, dusted, threw away trash, and I want to thank my brother for doing those things.
Happy to help.